There he is. He'll have lane number 9, which will end up at the top of the screen. Next to him, a very busy man from Beaconsfield, Quebec, just outside Montreal, 20 years of age, from the Pointe Claire Swim Club. Probably ecstatic that the Habs won their game last night. Moving on maybe into the Stanley Cup final. Lane number 7, training now in Calgary, originally out of Regina, Brian Palashuk, 23 years of age, veteran of this event, the 400-meter individual medley. A little bit younger, at 20 years of age, Brody Young at UBC. Had a breakthrough to qualify this high in the 400-meter individual medley. Back to another veteran, Montana Champagne, 24 years of age from the University of Ottawa, the most decorated swimmer ever in the history of University of Ottawa swimming. He was second in the 200-meter butterfly last night. Tristan Cote, here's the man that's got a shot possibly. 5 years ago, he was on track to challenge the Olympic qualifying time, and he injured his knee, and he couldn't compete at a very high level at all, so he missed it. It's been a long 5 years for Tristan, very personable, well-liked guy on the national team. Collyn Gagne, breakthrough swim. He's been looking better every time I've seen him in the water, originally out of Oakville, swims at Simon Fraser Aquatics. Jacob Gallant from New Brunswick, now attending the University of Toronto, was on the World Junior team in 2019, part of that next-gen program. Justin Fotherby will have lane number 1. He's from Penticton. We saw a couple of his teammates in the race right before this one. He's only 17 years of age. And Benjamin Lowen, also only 17 years of age. We saw him with a breakthrough swim in the 200-meter butterfly the other day. He's from Crescent Town in downtown Toronto.
Well, maybe worth mentioning as we see the family members that the ridiculous world record in this event is held by Michael Phelps at 4:03.84. The Canadian record, Brian Johns, 4:11.41. The Olympic ace standard is what these athletes are chasing, is 4:15.84. Only 5 Canadians have ever gone faster than Tristan Cote. He needs to be a little faster than his own personal best to have a shot at Olympic qualification.
Take your marks.
The men's 400-meter individual medley is in the pool. 8 laps, 2 of them to start butterfly.
And it is pacing that's so very, very important in this one. Montana Champagne already out to the lead as a butterfly. We mentioned he won the silver medal in the 200-meter butterfly. He likes to front-end power the individual medley swims, both the 200 and the 400. Tristan is a little bit more controlled at the front end of the race, so we'll see where he is in relation to Montana Champagne through the first 100 meters.
They come out of the water now, and it is Champagne still with the lead, but not too far behind him is Tristan Cote. Looks very relaxed to me, Byron.
Yes, and that's important in the butterfly because obviously it's going to take a lot of energy if you're forcing it and muscling it. The coaches are trying to get the athletes to be able to relax and just get the arms recovered nice and easy, very fluid, and at the same time, notice the legs. They're not kicking real hard. They're kind of following behind, just small little kicks so that you don't use all that energy in the first 100 meters because you're going to need it in the back 100 or 200 meters.
Now the backstroke, and it looks like a 3-man race right now. Collyn Gagne in 3, Cote in 4, and now Lake taking the lead ahead of Champagne.
The turnover, as I mentioned, is important. I'm surprised Champagne's turnover is a little bit slow. He's falling a little bit behind where he wants to be. Cote is certainly making a good move. On this side of Cote, Gagne is trying to pick it up and stay right with him. He's got a good backstroke.
1:31.52, the time for Tristan Cote.
His coach, Mike Blondell, has said that he's ready to go. This is the moment right now. And the interesting part is this is an individual sport. The swimmer is in their own lane. It's not like you have somebody else that you've got to push around. But there is a momentum if your team is swimming well. And we've seen Peter Brothers, we'll see him later today, and he's had a couple of best times, and that's Tristan's training partner. So there's a little bit of belief like, hey, he's really doing well. That can translate maybe into how I'm doing as well. Obviously, the program is clicking.
Touching at 2:03.95, switching to the breaststroke, 100 meters. Tristan Cote. Such a key stroke, isn't it, Byron, of the individual medley?
Well, it's so key, and usually what ends up happening is those that can't do the breaststroke basically bail in the individual medley. You just can't fake the breaststroke. Breaststrokers are somewhat born, not made. You've got to be able to have the flexibility in your knees to be able to kick a very unique style of breaststroke kick. You just kind of watch the legs behind the kick is so critically important in the breaststroke. And as I mentioned, Tristan was hurt. He hurt his knee in 2016, and it just totally threw off his breaststroke, and he wasn't able to get to the level that he needed to get to.
Did that leg in 36.5 seconds.
He's just got to keep up this pace because he can probably come home under a minute. He's going to need to do that if he's going to get to the standard. Second spot at this point is still Mr. Gagne. He's looking very strong. In third spot is Jacob Collyn. There he is down there in third spot. He's part of that next-gen program that we keep talking about with Josh Liendo and Gabe Master-Mateo. Like, it really has paid off. Ken McKinnon was the Swim Canada head coach of the next gen, and boy, he's brought through some really good young men.
And look at this. Gagne is coming right to the wall with Champagne, or Cote rather, and now they go 100 meters freestyle, and it is in fact Gagne with a slight lead on Tristan Cote.
And they're a little bit off the pace, actually. They're going to have to come back screamingly fast in 57 seconds. I'm not sure that's in them, but it's certainly for Gagne. I'm not so sure he was ever looking at the cutoff time. He was just looking to have a great race, and he's going to actually give it a bit of a run.
And he is going to touch in 3:49.40. Did that lap in 30.8.
So yeah, so coming home in 27 is going to be a bit of a reach, obviously, for him. But at least he's got a great race. At the same time, if you're not making the standard, Cote, I think, maybe knows now it's kind of over, unfortunately, for him. Changing pools and doing all the extra training, maybe it didn't pay off for him. But boy, what Collyn Gagne, originally out of Oakville, now swimming in Simon Fraser. Look at him power his way to the finish.
Collyn Gagne coming to the wall, and he's going to win it in 4:18.65. And in second, it was Tristan Cote just ahead of Jacob Gallant. That time, 4:18.65, is about 3 seconds off the Olympic A standard, but what a final 100 meters or so for Collyn Gagne.
A lot of happiness on that patio deck that I just saw in the fan cam. It's a great swim for Collyn Gagne. Grew up at the Oakville Aquatic Club, a suburb of Toronto, but he's been swimming very, very well out west at Simon Fraser, saying hi to Jacob Gallant, who was in the lane next to him. Not the finish that Tristan Cote wanted after waiting 5 years from that Olympic trials 5 years ago when he was injured a bit. In nice position here, I think, you know, the backstroke looked very, very promising. Tristan's breaststroke is usually a bit better than that. Collyn Gagne's breaststroke was fantastic. And Jacob Gallant moved up into a solid third spot with his good breaststroke leg. And now, right now, all of a sudden, it just all seems to fall apart for Tristan. He just doesn't seem to have the freestyle or the endurance that he normally does. But Collyn Gagne certainly does. And this is important because Tristan's probably going to retire. There needs to be somebody to take the mantle. So you got Collyn Gagne, and then almost just finishing in third spot, just getting out touch, Jacob Gallant. Those guys have now got to take on the mantle of the 400-meter individual medley for Canada.
And so the 20-year-old Collyn Gagne from Simon Fraser Aquatics takes it in 4:18.65, 4.5-second win in the men's 400-meter individual medley. A real solid swim.
There he comes, getting the mask adjusted under the bathing cap. Not exactly easy to do.
And he's standing by with Devin.
Thank you, Rob. Collyn, you're a national champion. You have a personal best. How did you do it here tonight on this big stage?
I don't know, just went for it really. It wasn't easy. I don't know, just tried to be competitive with the other guys and see where that got me.
What did you like about your race tonight? I mean, you just hit a different gear in the last half, it looked like.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You hit a different gear. What did you like about your race tonight?
It was just in control. Every split was good. I don't think I went out too fast, but still in the race. And then coming home, it was just everything I got really. So decent swim overall. Wouldn't say any split stood out the most, just consistent, yeah.
Great stuff. Who's celebrating right now? Because it seems like quite the patio party here, and they're loving the moment. Collyn, who's all watching? Who's all celebrating this moment?
Yeah, that's my sister up in the front. Some of her friends. I think that's my mom too. Yeah. very enthusiastic, as you can see.
As we can see, let's go to the party right now. I wish I was there. Sister, you can barely contain yourself. Tell us how you're feeling right now, and what did it look like from your vantage point?
Your friends and family are all cheering for you. Amaze us. You have a huge heart, and you've always been so humble. And you are going to go so far in life, bro. We love you, and go Canada! Go Collyn!
That's pretty awesome, Collyn.
Yeah.
Tell me about your family and their support.
Oh, they're just so supportive. No matter how I'm doing, whether I'm doing good or bad, it's just, they're always there for me no matter what, so. And as you can see, they're my biggest cheerleaders. So.
No kidding, no kidding. This has been such a unique year with the pandemic and navigating all of this and these trials so differently. What's it been like from your perspective?
It hasn't been too bad with that. Obviously, we had a couple months where we couldn't swim. But in the end, like, I was lucky enough to have a pool to train in for the most part. A great team, a team back home. Everything's been pretty normal, at least for the last year. So. I've been pretty lucky.
Well, enjoy this moment. I'm sure your family's expecting a phone call from you later to celebrate a little bit more, but you should be so proud of this performance. And to all of you, keep on partying. Enjoy this moment back there. Thank you, Collyn. Well done.